I know. Sorry, everybody. That's just not in the mood for this little chit chat, but hey, we are. All right, let's see here. We're going to present this baby. Oh, all right. Here we go. Guys, see that? Okay. All right. So we thought today that we would have a little fun. Oh, where's the thing, Jan? I didn't see these prior. Where's the slide for the little, are we doing it at the end?
I think it's at the end.
Oh, okay. Well, let's breeze through this and then we're gonna finish with a couple fun little thing we just came up with this morning, actually. So let's do this. Couple shout outs.
I have a shout out.
What's
I want to
up?
give a shout out to Nathan. I had some of his pizza last week and it was amazing. Good stuff.
Oh, I
Really
we
wish I
had
had
We
Nathan's
had it
pizza
that.
too.
too.
It was bomb.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
the honey.
yeah,
What's the name of that one, Nathan?
Hot honey something, right?
Hot
yeah,
honey?
Hot take.
Hot
Hot
take.
take.
That's it.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was the
That
one I
Pete.
had. So good.
I'll tell you, our pizza was good, but we did distract him and he burnt his next customer. So I don't know if that one was good.
Not our problem.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
At least mine was
Nope.
good.
Nathan makes
Uh,
the best pizza dough, hands down.
Hmm.
Seriously. The
Yeah.
dough.
It's bomb. Yeah.
yeah, it was really good. Nathan, do you want to just do a little plug of where you are?
Yeah, I'm set up on Thursdays at Virgin Brewing. That's literally right next to the office.
Yep.
So if anyone's by, I'm there from like noon to 7. And I think Rachel might be helping me tomorrow. We'll see about that.
Nice.
Yeah. I can still talk to Dane. Just let me know. We'll see. Whatever you need. Um, yeah, and he sets up out front. So you guys, it's just a little pop-up out front of the spot there. Any other shout outs?
I have a shout out
Jen.
to Jennifer, who's a rock star and spent some time on Zoom with me yesterday, just helping me with all things. So I really, really appreciate that. Thank you, Jennifer. You're amazing.
See, there's a smile.
Fun
Yeah.
little
Yeah,
So,
I'll give a shout out to Jen too. She's been really keeping Siri and I organized, that's for sure.
organization is my superpower.
And it is not ours.
Me three.
oh man. I mean, we can if we slow down, but we don't really slow down right now. Oh, it went fuzzy. Okay. All right, cool. Let's get jamming here. So I don't know. I guess we'll keep this in here. Just a reminder to add us as a collaborator because we're just basically sharing a lot of your posts. We have some marketing things in the works, but it won't be for a little bit. So we're really relying on you guys. Just make sure you add us as a collaborator. Sheree, weren't you asking how to do that? Did that help what I put in there on how to do it?
It did. Yes, thank you.
Okay. Okay, cool. Sweet. If you guys didn't see, I put in there how to do that. Just search in Slack and just put collaborator, and I think it'll come up how to do that. So that's helpful. I keep going blurry on here. Okay, so got some numbers in here. Mackenzie and Rebecca are blowing it out there, which is amazing. And then a lot of you are here super close. Sure, you guys will make it. Just a little reminder of where you are in numbers. So get your points in. I think we had like 11 people off last week. Wasn't that right, Jen? I mean, some people were off, I think.
Yeah. We had a
But
couple little trips here and there, but we did have a lot of people get paused last week.
yeah, which, again, maybe maybe it's however you guys are running your business. You know where you're at with it, right? So that's where the numbers land here. We have a couple of new agents coming in. You can see over here, Jacob and Jenny are coming into the mix, so they'll be getting their numbers in. Just a always reminder of where you guys are at as far as again, so we're already into Q2. So where are you guys at against your goals? Take a look at pending escrows, find your name, find your goals. What do we need to do? Reach out to your pod leaders. Pod leaders reach out to us. What can we do to help you guys make sure that you get to your goals? So, because this is the quarter that really things should be firing pretty quickly, and you guys should be getting a lot of momentum. So, take a look there. And obviously, if you're getting team leads, there's an expectation that you need to close a team lead every quarter. A new escrows last week. We have James Shelby has a couple of SOIs. We have Ashley Zillow, Taylor Buyer. We had an SOI, Jacqueline SOI, lots of SOIs, Josh SOI, Nathan came in out of nowhere with his Zillow Flex. We were like, oh, okay. Congrats on that. That's cool. And we're going to roll right into this. And then I got something else for you guys. Everything is easier said than done. Wanting something is easy. Saying something is easy. The challenge and the reward are in the doing. Implementation. Right? How many times have we heard people say, all the amazing ideas, all the thoughts, which is a great process. I mean, imagination and all that is really great. I think it's a matter of taking that and getting it done, and that's the tenacity implementation side. So just a reminder to you guys, like take that in, think of one thing, maybe just take a second and think of one thing that you've said that you want to do, and maybe just in your mind right now, or share if you want in the chat, like what is the one thing that you're going to do, that you're going to get done, that you're going to see through. Maybe put in the chat if you guys want, just for fun, if you guys have any ideas. I will say that we are going to roll into a little bit of collaboration, with that being said, with the chat too. And we oh, Jen, I don't have any other slides on here. So I'm going to stop sharing here, and I'm going to just kind of, I don't know,
Oh,
but that's
where did it
okay.
go?
That's okay.
That's what happens when Keely takes a day off.
I know, right? Oh, by the way, does everybody know Keely's getting married? So she's off for the next 5 days, like off, like off. So she's getting married. She's pretty quiet about a lot of this stuff, but yeah, so she'll be back on Monday. So we can give her a big congrats when she gets back. And we also had JJ, who had a really beautiful wedding just recently too. So I don't know if you guys saw those photos, but that was amazing. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Just because this is kind of our collaboration training time a little bit, we thought that we would talk about responsiveness and make it a little bit fun for us. So kind of use your chat wherever you are. I see some people on cameras, some I don't. I'm assuming you guys are available to do this with us because we want to collaborate. But we thought about, like, what could we talk about? And I think one of the things we wanted to go over was responsiveness. So I'm going to prompt you guys some questions, and then just really, I know there's usually a few of you that are pretty responsive in these kind of environments, and some that just are a little more quiet. I'm going to encourage those of you that are a little more quiet to use your voice, whether it's speaking or on chat, and let's just have fun with this, right? So I'm going to drop you guys some questions, and then I'm going to go into a little bit of let you guys take it from there, and we're going to talk about just responsiveness. So I'm going to put out here, and I'm going to drop it in the chat. Let me put it in here real fast. What's your go-to line when you can't answer right away, but don't want the lead or the client, right, to feel ignored? And I'll give you an example. Like this morning, right before we got on this, we have a client, a listing, and she said, hey, do you guys have a few minutes to chat? And my response was, are you available between 10 and 11? We'll call you then. But I replied to her right away. So that was my response to her. Yeah. So I would love to either hear and or see some of your responses in here. So we got Jen, respond quickly and positively. Finishing up a meeting, can I call you in 10 or a specific time? Hi, right now I'm driving and on my way back to my home office. Would it be okay if I give you a call in the next half an hour or so? We will never tell someone what else we're doing because we don't want them to think they aren't a priority. In an appointment, can I call you back? Let me look into that so I have a confident
So
answer for you.
I have a question about what Jen just said.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we
I'm
don't
always
want
causing trouble.
Yeah, go girl, seriously. I mean, obviously, we don't want them to feel that they're not a priority, but I agree with you. But at the same time, you want to be honest with them because you want to be able for them to think that, like, okay, you're going to finish with one client and then give them your full undivided attention as well. So I kind of have mixed feelings about that.
Our clients think they're the only clients on the planet.
Well, there's those people too, but
No, we make them feel like they're our only clients on the
gotcha.
planet.
Okay.
Yeah. So we don't necessarily say, that, oh yeah, we're available right now. I think like kind of what Siri mentioned, we just give them another option, but we're never going to say, oh, we're on a Zoom, we're in a meeting, we're with a client, we're showing, we're never going to say that. We just always say, hey, yeah, we'd love to chat. Are you available at 2 p.m.? Are you available in an hour? Give me 5 minutes. Give me 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, whatever I need.
2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Noted, everybody. Did you hear that? This is some serious training.
And I do say that.
I know. I bet you
I
do.
can vouch for
don't doubt
that.
Yeah,
I can
don't
vouch for that.
Jen needs
I mean,
like a little book that's printed that you have in the bathroom, right? Just like all of her little quotes. So hilarious.
Jesse's mom says that too. That's funny. I mean, there's no right or wrong. I'm just kind of putting some out there, right? How are you guys doing this? I will
would just say,
yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if you are committing to a time, make sure that you hit that time, right? So
Yeah,
that's why
what I was gonna say.
we don't typically like to commit to a time because it's unless we know for sure that we can be available at that time. So I think, Siri, you want to go into how you kind of spin it to make it not so specific, but still to let them know we're going to be calling.
Yeah. So in that example that I gave you, I said between 10 and 11. That gives me an hour range, which is amazing for my brain. Because I don't want to feel so like, and maybe sometimes there is a specific time if I'm really up for it, but I'll either do like a range or I'll say, can I call you shortly? I'll do things like that. And then shortly opens it up for me to be able to have the time that I need to wrap up whatever I'm doing, because sometimes it goes over a little bit, whatever I'm working on. And I don't like to have that pressure. And I don't have any kickback from people with that. So are there any other ones that I do? I know I do shortly. That's one that I do quite a bit.
Yeah,
you think of anything else?
Or just like, we're wrapping up a meeting, we will give you a call. Or like, for example, if we had, like yesterday, we had an appointment at 10 a.m. and we were running late on another one because we were with another client, right? So just instead of ignoring them or hitting them before 10 o'clock, we'll send a text and say, hey, our meeting's running over. We'll call you in 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is also important because they're going to be sitting waiting for your call at 10 o'clock, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We want to try to make sure we're not forgetting them, but letting them know that we're coming and we'll be there. And they're fine. They'll say, okay. I don't think we've ever had kickback. One thing that I wanted to add that Jen put in here that I think is kind of cool.
We've had one person. Yeah, I think we've had one person that said, well, if you can't answer your phone or whatever, then you're not the agent for me. And then basically saying, well, if that's the type of person you are, then I don't think I'm the agent for them either. Like, I don't want to work with you. You're already being difficult. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think we have, these things that come up. I think one cool thing that Jen put in here is she said if we're doing something personal like church date night or something like that, we'll tell them because that humanizes us. I agree with that. I also will add that like my kids aren't like little anymore, but I used to actually not really mind, of course, unless they're having a meltdown or something, for them to just be a little bit around in the background because it does humanize us too. I feel like we don't want to get too far away from just, that we are a person, and that keeps us real. So, anything else on that one that you guys can think of or adding? Okay. Let's see. Okay, this is another one I'm going to drop in here for you guys. Here's another question. Let's see here. All right, so the question is, for those of you not looking at the chat, but how long do you think feels like too long for a client to wait for a response, even if it's not urgent? So we have in here 5 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, same day is fine. Put in whatever, like whatever you think in there. How long do you think feels like too long for a client to wait for a response? Hour, same day is fine. Within the hour, 30 minutes, 5 minutes, 30 minutes, hour. So they've sent a text. And so, for example, like the lady this morning, our seller, hey, do you have a few minutes to chat? It depends on what it is. 1 hour, 30 minutes. Okay. So kind of seeing stuff all over the place. Anybody want to speak on that? I'm seeing this. I'm seeing a lot of hour. I'd say if I was to look through here, I see a lot of hour. So within an hour. So if my seller texted me and said, hey, do you have a few minutes to chat? And you're saying, well, I'll just give that example because I didn't really give that. But you guys still feel confident in an hour? I'm going to say that's kind of what I'm seeing across the board.
No, I agree
No.
with, I would change mine to what George said for sure, at least 5 to 10 minutes. But me, I'm really responsive when it comes to text messages. Jen, not so much. And so that's kind of it helps balance things out for us. But yeah.
Yeah, I will say it helps to have two people because obviously George and I are on text threads together, and he's generally faster than me. Although I'd say it's more like seconds that he's faster than me on things. So it's not like we're completely far off, but
We are. You're like 3 hours, but yeah, it's fine.
you better take that back right now. I guess I'm curious, for those of you that said 30 minutes and an hour, what kind of a scenario are you thinking? Somebody speak on that constitutes an hour.
I would say hour would be the absolute max time for me. If I get a text message, I'm getting back to someone within 5 to 10 minutes. I agree exactly with what George is saying there. If you're getting a text, you should be able to answer that. An hour would be the absolute limit for me, where I felt, this is a reasonable time where if I wasn't able to answer, I could get back on a call with somebody. But, you want to give the client the utmost attention as possible. I feel like beyond an hour, they may feel ignored.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I guess that kind of goes into, thanks, Kyle. I think that kind of goes into what we were saying earlier about I'm not available now, right? That doesn't mean that you can't like give them what they're wanting. Maybe you're just not available at that moment to go further. But I do think that within that 5-10 minute range, for sure, we should be giving them some sort of a response that sets it up for next steps. So maybe when that was put in there, that was a different, because that's a kind of an overall question, right? Maybe there was some context behind those of you that answered for an hour, and I'm open for a rebuttal on this. But I feel like in this day and age, especially in like an Amazon type environment where everybody knows too that we have our phones on us, I feel like it would be in the best interest of our clients if we're saying something of setting up the next step of when you're going to be reaching out. Would you guys agree? Yeah.
Siri, can I share one of the ones I use a lot? And
Yeah.
and I shared in the chat as well. Create a shortcut so you can have like a 2-letter thing that prompts it. So for instance, for me, one of the things I'll say, depending upon what my client is asking, a lot of times they're asking something where I need to be at my computer. So I'll say to them, hey, thanks so much for reaching out. When I'm back at my home office, I'll look that up and get back to you. Something to that effect. I would say like, I feel like 80% of the texts I get have something to do with where I need to be able to get on my computer or like get into my email or get on the MLS or get into something. And so that kind of sends that message of, hey, I'm out.
Yeah.
Right. I'm busy at the moment. And when I get back to my home office, right. So it just keeps everything down to I'm a working agent. I'm currently working. I'm going to work for you.
Yeah.
And it's just, really easy. You can just like create a shortcut out of 2 letters, however you want to call it, and send that text really quick. I live by my watch because I can seriously be out showing homes and a text comes through. The client's down the hall and in the bedroom and they don't even see me. Text comes through. I just click my little thing, send it. Bam.
Yeah.
It took me 2 seconds.
Yeah, use shortcuts, whatever you can do to make your life easier with the responses.
I also believe with iPhones, I don't know about Androids, but I think you can set up your phone to send auto text when you can put your phone in like DND or you're driving, or to send anybody that texts you and auto text back. So to Cherie's point, set like an auto text or something that says, I'm currently like whatever it may be, right? I'll get back to you within the hour if you know you're going to be out for an hour. So for example, if you know you're going to be at church for an hour, right? Then put your phone on like, I don't know I think it's focus mode, or you can change it, whatever it is. And it'll auto text those people back. So you don't even have to go in your phone to open it. So because obviously you don't want to pull your phone out of church, or you don't want to pull your phone out if you're with a seller or whatnot. Just be mindful of putting your phone in a mode where it's going to answer those messages. And then when you get out of what you're doing, check your phone of what it responded to.
Well, how does that apply to FUB though? I mean,
what's that?
That doesn't apply to FUB.
No, well, I don't know if you can do auto text on there. I think you might be able to do auto responses. We can check it.
Can we? I don't know. That's a good
I don't
question.
know. We'll have to look it out.
Yeah.
No, but you can have like templates, like what Cherie was saying, like with your shortcuts, where you could just have like a template that's like, I'll call you back within the hour, and you just hit that template and bam, it goes out. Send it out. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, remember, we're human, and so this isn't going to be across the board 100%. You're going to have times where you're just literally not able to grab your phone, but I think it really is a good reminder to consciously get better at responses. And what I'm trying, I think, relay is that I think what I would assume is a majority of us freeze because we're not in a space to reply with the information they need. And so we're not responding until we get to X. And what we should do is respond and set it up for the next step, which leads me to my next question. And I'll put it in the chat here. How do you follow through after saying, I'll call shortly, or whatever your prompt is, right? What's your system to not forget? So you're doing something, you get back to them real fast, you set yourself up for either shortly, or in my case, I told my client between 10 and 11, I'm going to get on here, I'm going to be distracted over here. As much as I'd like to say that my brain still holds all this like it used to. What do you do to set yourself up so that you can then fulfill that? Because then that's the big part too. So we got some chats in here. I put an alarm on my phone. Alarm clock 10 minutes before, put on my calendar so it'll remind me. What else do you guys have? I put a few examples in there.
I put a task in FUB and I tell it to remind me. So you can set it for 10 minutes before the time. So say it says I want to call them back at 5 o'clock, and you can have FUB remind you too. However you want. It can send you an email, it can text you, it can do both, whatever you want. And you can do it from the app. So you can do it on the fly. You can do it when you're out at appointments or whatever. You can get back to your car after a showing, somebody texts you during a showing, get in the car, open FUB, set a reminder, or text him right then if you can, or reach out to him. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys want me to give you a really easy way to do this? So you pick up your phone and you say, I don't even know if you have to say hey anymore. So Android users, I'm not quite sure for you, but most of us are iPhone. So I pick up my phone, hey Siri, which is going to go off. Remind me at 10 o'clock to call Carolyn back. And then I'm done. And guess what? My phone just automatically reminds me. There's no typing anything. There's no putting in a calendar. I mean, if it's one of those where it's like, hey, can you come over to my house on Friday at 11? Yeah, I'm going to set an appointment and do all the things. But I would encourage you guys, as much as I love to hear those, you're overcomplicating it. Pick up your phone, say, hey, remind me at blah, 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 and call it a day. Don't think about it. Continue with what you're doing. Yeah, work smarter, not harder. 100%. We're killing ourselves with this.
Siri, I've often thought to ask you this. You guys in your house can have Hey Siri on. Because I think I even turned my own off. I think I even turned my own off because if I've talked to my husband, oh, Siri said, it's like all of our phones would turn on. So
yeah, it's complicated. Yeah, that's my relationship over here. My status. Yeah, it's
Hey
funny.
Siri, when Siri was first introduced to the world, do you remember that moment in your life where wait, that's
I remember
my name.
exactly where I was. Yep. It's one of those where I was like, what? I was not looking at my phone.
Were you Hey Siri at one point too?
Yeah, we had Hey. Well, okay, this
That was
is
the team name?
squirreling off, but yeah, the team name was Hey Siri Home Team because I was like, oh, that's fun. But then we did some research and it's all patented, so we couldn't even do it.
Oh,
So we removed
Cherie's
it.
showing it. There it is, right there.
Oh, there it is.
Yes, there you go.
Hey, my coaster.
That's
My
funny.
coaster.
That's cute. I love it. Aw.
Still on my desk, man.
Aw. Hey. Hey, you're my water bottle. That's fun. I don't think I have anything.
Oh, gee.
I know, right? Oh. Yeah, so I mean, I'm open for anything else. Gary dropped some stuff in here. I mean, here's another thing. I will say that what George and I do is we just Slack each other things as we're remembering. This is different than getting back to a client, but if you're just trying to remember things, if we're out at a house and we're trying to remember what list of things we need, we'll just put it in Slack, to each other. And then we have that. You guys can Slack yourself, by the way. You can find your name, Slack yourself, and make notes in there. And then those are reminders to yourself.
And set it to Slack you at a certain time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I imagine you could do it to yourself the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, you can do that. I mean, again, I think what I'm trying to get here is that this is what I don't want to do is overcomplicate anything. I want to make sure that we're getting back to whoever it is. So when we're talking about clients, though, it's not just clients, it's also teammates. It's also another agent, like a listing agent, or, whatever it is that you're getting back to, whatever it is, right? You could use this in your life. You could use this with whoever you want. I think a response is helpful, and then set yourself up for the next step. Give yourself some grace by using words like shortly, unless you know specifically, or in my case, I said between 10 and 11, that gives me a whole hour. And then make sure you just pick up your phone, say, hey, remind me, blah, 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 and be done. Did you also know that on the phone, you can say, put on my calendar an appointment for Friday at 10 o'clock for blah, blah, blah. And it will put it on your calendar. Did you guys know that? And you just do it from a prompt. It will show you thing, you confirm it and push it, and on off you go. I'm open to any other ideas that you guys have been using. Okay. Another question. All right, so, okay, this is a real moment, right? So be real with yourself. If a client judged your entire business just on your response time this week, how would you score? Drop your score in there, A to F. A plus, actually. Let's get some A+ers in there. And if you're not, then you're being honest with the team, and that means that that's awesome, and you're going to improve. And you're going to take some of these that we talked about and get better. A's, B's. Joel, you're so honest. You're a C. You're a C student. You're my Dane right now. We're working on it. B. Do you think some of this B plus? JJC, awesome. I mean, I love that you guys are being honest, right? Do you think that some of these that we were talking about today could get you guys up there into the A? B with Sam with an A plus. Look at Sam's an A plus. Would that be the goal? I mean, flip side, think about it if you're the consumer. How amazing would you feel and how special would you feel if you're getting quick responses, even if it's setting you up for what's next, and then they follow through with it? I'd be stoked on that. Any comments on that you guys want to add?
I think it's definitely a delicate dance, because I think my OCD just empowers me to respond immediately, because I just can't. It plays in my mind if I don't. So I'll respond to a client at 9:30 p.m., which I don't think is also a very productive way to run your business. So I think it's definitely a delicate dance to make them feel wanted, obviously, and appreciated, and almost like they're the only client, like Jen said, because they probably do believe that they are the only client, right? It's like if you work in any other business, you take on a project, you're taking on that sole project, and that is it. Whereas that's the mindset that clients probably think we have. Well, clearly it's not the case, because if it was, we would all sell 3 or 4 homes a year, right? So we have to be able to adapt a little bit, but at the same time, you have to also have the ability to set boundaries with high, what's the right word, like high maintenance clients that will text you at 9 p.m. And that's a skill in its own, to which I certainly struggle at, because I will respond. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I don't think there's too much of an excuse for a client to have to wait hours and hours for certainly a text response. I understand calls are different, right? Because we could be showing whatever else, but a text, it could be a 2-word response, right? Or a 3-word response, just getting something in. But yeah.
Yeah, no, and it's great you said that, because that was actually my last question. So thanks. If a buyer or seller texts you at 8 p.m., I mean, this could also apply to, let's say, another agent that you're working with, whatever it is, right? What's your rule for responding or setting expectations? So I don't know, Sam, like what do you think there for that? Speaking on.
Yeah, I think it's difficult, isn't it? Because I think it's dependent on the client's personality as well. Like the last couple escrows I had, they were both of the gentlemen, both in couples. The wives were like super cool. The guys were super high maintenance and expecting responses like immediately, as in like they'll send me a text at 9 p.m. If I haven't responded by 9:15, it's like sending a question mark, right? So it's like, again, that's because I, from the get-go, was responding late, which probably put me in a bit of a backwards step, because that's what they were expecting from there on out, right? So I think with any client, you don't need to, because we don't work a 9-to-5 job, right? So I don't think you should ever say to a client, oh, I work the same as like a bank or a loan officer, because we don't. We just don't. But at the same time, they have to respect that if you set the boundaries and say, look, I really, I do not, not that I don't respond to clients after a certain time. If it's an emergency, I'll absolutely respond. If it's not, I'm probably going to get back to you the following morning, because that is my kind of window where, the business isn't like the be all and end all, so to speak, but just say it in a way so they don't feel discouraged. But I do shoot myself in the foot, because I will respond to a client, because I want them initially to think, wow, because especially if they worked with another agent that wasn't responsive, I want to make sure that I am responding as much as I can. But at the same time, if you're going to do that, you got to sustain that unless you tell them, because they're going to be expecting it. They think if I text Sam at 9 p.m., Sam's responding at 9 p.m. if I do it on a regular basis. So it is a delicate dance for sure. And I know other agents do a way better job at that than me in terms of setting boundaries from the get-go, and the clients more often than not are okay with it,
Yeah, and I think some of the chat in here kind of alludes to like what you're saying is like you have a certain time. I know you're earlier. I'm an early person to bed. So earlier we're going to have our time. I know Ashley, you said 10:30, right? Like, you might be a night owl and maybe that works for you. And so on the flip side, maybe in the morning, I'm a early person. I'm up very early. And so it all kind of depends on how you run your business with it. So you need to set that expectation and just know that when you're responding to people later, yes, they'll probably expect that from you going forward. So just know that. So pause and hold how you're going to do that. And then I guess and there's some in here is you can schedule text messages. So you can do that in Follow Up Boss, and you can do that again with the iPhone. You can do the send later option. And because I get up really early, like 4:35. So what I'll do is I'll go in and I'll just have a lot of text message set up to go around like 7, or, it depends on the person, right? Or when I know I'll be ready. And so I'll have messages that are set to go out, and I'll just make sure that I get back, because again, you have to close the loop. You have to have a follow-up. Sometimes it's easy on text message to see a message, read it. It's later, let's say at night, and then you just forget about it. So make sure that however you're setting up your business for you, that you're making sure that you're responding. But I would encourage the send later option. Sheree,
I
you
have a
something on that?
question.
Yeah.
I know on our Apple phones we can mark a text unread. Is there any way to do that in FUB? Because there is a lot of times that I open things. I mean, not that I forget about it, but I would go to try to mark it unread so I can remember to do it later, and it just says it's assigning to someone else. So is there any way, shape, or form that I'm missing something, or can we not do that?
Do you guys know? I don't know the answer on that one. Jen?
I'm not sure on that one either. I'd have to go and check, but you can go back into your inbox. So if you go into your Follow Up Boss and you click on inbox, you can see all the messages that came into you throughout the day. You can also click on sent, and you can see all the messages you sent to see if clients didn't respond to you. So that would probably be the best way to do that, is just click on your inbox and look at all the messages that came in that day.
That's what I was going to share, Siri. At the end of the night, when I'm sitting on the couch and I might have my laptop on my lap and I'm working, I click the bell. So I go into FUB, and you can do it on your phone, and you click the bell, and it's going to show you everything. It's going to show you emails, text messages. And for me, I just scroll that for the day, or like just scroll and see, okay, did I get back to that person? And I just make sure I didn't miss anything, and I can go to bed that night and not worry. Because that's
Click on
I have
what,
this
Sheree?
brain that likes to work at 3 a.m. So if I go to bed without checking that bell, it's no bueno for me. So
What's the bell, Sheree? I'm confused.
so if you go into your FUB
Uh-huh.
and up in the top corner, so you'll see like on your inbox that Jennifer was talking
Oh, on
about.
the app.
Yeah, sorry, in the app. It's also in the desktop.
In the computer. I see it.
It's in the desktop too, yeah.
Mhm,
You just click
mhm,
on
mhm.
that and you can see all the activity. So it's not limited to just text, because let's face it, we miss responding to emails. I've seen it, with my mentees. So you know, that way you don't miss an email response, you don't miss a whatever it could be. The notes show up in there. If an ISA or Jen or somebody has tagged you in a note and they want a response back within 24 hours, you're going to see the notes that you received that day from Jen or an ISA, and you can reply back. So to me, there's really no excuse for missing responding to somebody that same day at the very least, because, you know, even if you texted them back really quick with the, hey, blah, 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 and you're like, crap, did I forget? Did I reply? You can go to your bell and then you can see, oh yeah, I did. And you don't have to go into each separate client that way. You see everything.
Oh, I'm going to show you guys here the inbox. So this is obviously desktop, but like, for example, you can see here, this was one of a call that we had that we were wrapping up another call and we were running a few minutes late. So let him know we'll call in 5 minutes, no worries. And then we called him. But you guys can also filter these. You guys know you can filter. So like if you need to just see text messages, so Paris, for you, like you can go into the inbox and then like what Jen was saying, you can go in and just filter it with text messages. If you just want to see calls, you just emails, whatever it is that you need to filter, and then you can go back through and see those. So that's a good way, like kind of like Cherie's saying at the end of the day, maybe sit down and go through. I would encourage you guys, obviously we have Follow Boss and then we have your own cell phone numbers for just whatever it is, right? You're going to have probably a blend of life and all the things going on. I go through my text messages as well and make sure that I'm caught up every single day in some capacity on all the messages. It's part of how you should run your business of communication. So hopefully that helps there.
Just another quick thing
Jesse's
really quick, Siri.
Yeah.
On the bell, if you look, so if you guys go into it right now, for instance, and you see a little blue dot in front of the client's name, that means nothing has happened with that yet. So if you got an email from them and you haven't responded, that little blue dot will be there. If you got a text and you haven't responded, that little blue dot will be there. So it's just another way that you can scroll through real quick, see if you have those blue dots as well. It's just another fast way of getting through it.
And then there's an X to the right side too. So after you complete it, you can click the X and it disappears from your bell. And then it's done. Yep. And then you can click all your X's for that day and then it'll show up empty. And then as new stuff comes in, you'll know that that's all new that you need to respond to.
Okay, well, those are the questions I had. Hopefully that was kind of fun and you guys learned something or just thought about how we could do better with responses. I would encourage you guys to have a, high level, clean response time. Set yourself up next. Use the quick options to just follow up quickly. Set your boundaries at night. Make sure you're getting back. Like you're going to see a real big push in your business if you can just do this one single thing. So, cool. Any other thoughts? Great. All right. I guess, again, just a reminder for Zillow, we will be on with Michaela on Zoom on Fridays. So Michaela's going to come on. So we'll be on from 8:30 to 9:30. So those of you on Zillow, if you're not, and don't worry about it. You guys go do your thing. Good to see everybody. We're around if you need anything.
Hey,
Talk to you guys
Siri, I have a
later.
question
Yeah.
really quick. What is that
Oh,
thing?
good.
What's that thing tomorrow for Zillow? There's like some breakfast thing.
Oh, I think Chanel was grabbing a few of you guys.
Who's
If
going
you've
for
been
that?
reached, I don't know if you've been reached out to, I guess if anybody's been reached out to, that means she's grabbed a few select people that she chose based on some of the back end conversion stuff. So,
Oh, okay.
I don't know. That was like Chanel. I gave her, I said, yeah, go ahead and grab who she Thanks.
I just want to make
That's
sure I
easy.
wasn't the only person and they put it all together. with
Just
the
Ashley.
letters.
No, I think Jen, you're going. Edwards, I think I saw you on there.
Okay,
And
cool.
then yeah. So I'll do a little check-in with Chanel and see, and we'll make sure that that's
Okay.
in place for you guys.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Thanks, Jill,
Okay.
for today.
All right. See you later.